Sorry, I just accidentally hit the recorder stop button. Okay, so we're just back with this code here. It's the C# tutorial. We're working on tokenizing strings with the delimiter being being passed as a character array. So we'll have to remember to compile those two videos together. Okay, so here we'll take this one and the last one. So I'll compile those and hopefully just make it into one video. Okay, so here we have. Should just be where we are then for you. For the viewers, should have seen everything so far. So I'm just going to run this now. When I went to click run, I clicked the stop button. Too much sun for me today. Okay, so we have so first we have 1, then I'm gonna hit OK. Then 2, then I'm gonna hit OK. 3, then I'm gonna hit OK 4. So that didn't pop up on your screen. But if you're coding it along, a pop-up window should come up. So the delimiter here was the string. Was the comma. It was a comma, but it has to be passed as an array, I believe. So if I try to pass the delim here as a comma, what happens? Or as as a comma. Doesn't like that. Let's try this. That might actually have worked. You can try it, so let's try it and see if that works. If you don't need to use a character array, that makes it way easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it works like that. So these docs are either outdated. I believe they probably are outdated. Because maybe when they first made C# version whatever, dotnet version whatever, perhaps you needed a character array. But now you can just pass a comma, so I'm not sure if that's correct. That's pretty much it. Okay, so how much more do we have here? So let's go with, what else do we have? So we can use 2 delimiters as well. So we may actually just take a break here to the next one. How many codes we got? About 3 codes left. Okay, let's just do them now. Not trying to make the video too long, but let's just see where we were. Okay, so we passed in. Where did we pass in? Okay, so we did the comma. Now we're going to pass in 2 parameters. So let's go with erasing everything here. I'm just going to have a sip of my water too, actually. Put my water kind of far, sorry about that. So you can just set your IDE up for the next example. Okay, so let's go with another string field here. So go with string str points to someone's email. Whoops. Someone's email at email.com. Whatever. So let's pretend it's someone's email. And you're sending out spam emails for marketing or something. I don't know, some kind of spam email service. So in this case we'll have, so when like someone signs up on your app, they get spam emails, or your website, like as soon as they sign up, they start getting emails every day, maybe even like 5 of them. So for example, to stop that, let's say you're sending out the spam email, sometimes you want to take things out of the strings or something. So here we could go with, let's say you want to filter people's emails by their name, but all you have is their email. So basically, or at least the information. So you could start well, I mean, not everyone's email is a name, but you could try to create some kind of username for them or something. Or somewhere to store like data in a database, like this user's email has a subscription or doesn't have a subscription, like a paid subscription or something. So here we'll have another character array, so private character array, which is going to point to an initialization list. So here we'll pass in an @ sign. So we're going to be looking for an @ sign and a period in the as a delimiter. So we want to filter the string, take out the @ signs and the periods. So we can try that. No, actually, no, can we not do that? I didn't name it here. Okay, so private character array delim meter points to that, or delimiters. Then a string tokens array to private string array strings str array tokens again declared. Then in the constructor we say that we want to take str array tokens and point it to str.split, and we'll pass in delimiters in English. Okay, so then we'll go with for each string strval in. What are we looping through? We want to grab the data and loop through str array tokens. And then we want to show each of the tokens to the user. So message box, or just pop them up on the screen. So message box.show strval. Now we'll tell you guys what the answer is here, or what's going to happen. So I think it should go someone's email. That should be the first token, hopefully. Then email should be the second one. Then com. So hopefully that's correct. They can get a little bit tricky, especially if you have more than one token in there, or one delimiter, I mean. Okay, so we got someone's email first, which was correct. Did I click the button? I think I did. Let me try that again. Someone's email, which is correct. So someone's email is the first token. Someone's email, so right, if you guys can see the highlighted text, someone's email is the first token. I'm going to hit OK. Email is the second token. I'm going to hit OK. Com is the third token. I'm going to hit OK. That's it. So for the next example, actually, can we just try this something else? Let's try something else here. So let's just go with @ sign as a character, and then a character and with a period. So we put in a single quote, we pass in the @ sign as a delimiter, then we went comma, then a period as a delimiter. So let's try see if we get the same answer there, because that's much easier to do on a test, to remember that as well. So we have someone's email, first token, email, then com. So we got the exact same result doing that. So when you are tokenizing a string that was entered by the user, you are using characters. So when you are, let me just repeat that. So when you're tokenizing a string that was entered by the user and you are using characters other than white spaces as delimiters, you probably want to trim the string before tokenizing it. So when you are tokenizing a string that was entered by the user, and you are using characters other than white spaces as delimiters, so basically we're not using the default passing in null to str.split that we talked about in the first part of this video. So that would be in the playlist. If you're looking for that in the C# playlist, it would be probably somewhere before this video, or near somewhere before this video. So then basically so if we're using characters other than the white spaces as delimiters, so for example if we're using @ and period, you probably want to trim before tokenizing it. Okay, so you want to trim the white spaces out before you tokenize a string, which I guess makes sense. If the user enters leading white spaces, or if the user enters leading white space characters, then it'll become part of the tokens. Okay, so the white space characters will become part of the tokens. So basically you can just trim your string. As normal, just call the trim method before you actually do any trimming before you do any tokenizing. You can just trim the string first. Alright, so let's just get that set up here in a sec to do that example. Okay, so we'll have a field. Let me just delete all this stuff here pretty much. Start again. We have 2 of these. What's the next one? The next one is another trim example. Then we'll be doing a lab to format some kind of document. Okay, so we have this stuff we're going to take out. Everything, we're just going to take it all. We'll just delete all this. Start again. So we'll say string str points to. So we're going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and then we're going to write the word 1. We can go with something else here. Let's go with some fruits or something. Plum, berries, banana, something like that. Okay, so plum, berries, and banana, then we'll go with a semicolon at the end. This is a field. I think we need some more spaces, so we'll go with, after banana, we'll go with, we'll take out that semicolon, then we go with 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So 4 spaces at the start, 4 spaces at the end. Then we got character array delim. So so we go with a character array, which we'll call delimiter. So private private char array. So first we're going to have the string, then we're going to have the character array delimiter points to, or delimiters. No, just a delimiter, and this just one, so then points to an initialization list. So we'll go with delimiter points to an initialization list with a character, which is a semicolon. Then close the code statement with a semicolon. Then here we'll go with a private string. Private string array str array tokens declared. Then in the constructor we'll go with str array tokens points to str.split passing in delimiter. Then we'll loop through this. We'll loop through the string using a for each loop. We'll say for each strval. Then we'll go with string strval. We have to initialize the type first. So string strval in. We want to loop and we want to basically iterate through str array tokens. Then we want to say messagebox.show. What's happening here? Okay, so we'll go with a star concatenated to strval concatenated to, no, did not do that right. strval then concatenated to then another asterisk or star. Alright, so messagebox.show, then we have our star concatenated to strval concatenated to another asterisk or star. Okay, so I'll just tell you guys what the answer is for that. So what's going to happen? So we have this string, so the white spaces should be removed. So we actually did we not do that here? I don't think there's any trim here. So we create a string with leading and trailing white spaces. We create a character array containing the semicolon. We get the tokens from the string. We display each token. So here there's no trim happening, I think. It's pretty much all we have. Obviously we didn't call trim here, so let's just, it should have, we have pretty much the spaces should be in the output, so let's just see what happens here. So we should have plum with a bunch of spaces first, that's correct. Then berry normally. Actually, what happened there? Did everything have the stars around it? I think it did.